Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today. We are tackling a topic that honestly trips up a lot of English learners, but it really doesn't have to: the future tense. Today's focus is future tense made easy. Learn all four types in one simple overview. We're going to completely master all four types of future tenses in just one simple, straightforward run-through. By the end of this, you're going to be able to talk about tomorrow, next week, or even next year with absolute speaking confidence. So get comfortable and let's get ready to learn. Okay, let's dive right into this. We've got a quick 5-step journey today to cure any of that grammar fatigue. We'll hit the simple future tense, the future continuous tense, the future perfect tense, the future perfect continuous tense, and then wrap it all up with a future tenses timeline summary. Let's get started. But hey, before we look at the specific types, let's just make sure we're all starting on the exact same page. Fundamentally, the future tense is used to talk about actions, events, plans, and situations that will happen in the future. You know, it's the language of potential, of tomorrow, of what is yet to come. Keep that broad definition in mind as we start breaking down the specifics.
All right, up first, Section 1, the simple future tense.
So, when exactly do we actually use this one? Well, the simple future tense describes basic future actions, quick decisions made right at the moment of speaking, promises you make to someone, or general predictions about what might happen. If you take away literally just one thing from this concept, let it be our key word right there: future action. It is all about a simple, single event that's gonna occur. And building it? It's honestly an incredibly simple 3-step grammatical formula. Step 1, you just need your subject, so the person or thing doing the action. Step 2, you add the magic word will. And step 3, you just add your base verb. That's it. No confusing endings, no strange conjugations. Subject, will, base verb. Simple, right? To make this a bit more concrete, here's our anchor example for the day. I will study tomorrow. You can clearly see our formula at work here. I is the subject. Will is our future marker. Study is the base verb. This vividly demonstrates the simple future structure in action. It is a very clear, plainly stated future action. Moving right along to Section 2, the future continuous tense. Now, the real key difference here is this idea of an action being in progress. It describes an action that will be happening actively at a specific time in the future. So our key word shifts from a simple future action to future progress. Imagine just pausing a movie of your life tomorrow at an exact minute. What will be actively happening on the screen? Well, that's your future continuous. The logic of the formula here actually makes a ton of sense when you break it down. We still start with step 1, the subject, but for step 2, will simply becomes will be. And for step 3, we take our verb and stick an ing onto the end. That be plus the ing is exactly what creates that distinct feeling of continuous ongoing action.
Now, what's really interesting here is how our studying example evolves. Before, remember, it was just a general plan for tomorrow. Now it's, I will be studying at 8 p.m. We have a highly specific time, 8 p.m. Meaning if you call me at 8 p.m., I'm going to be in the middle of my books. I will be in the progress of studying.
Let's actually just pause for a second and look at these two side by side. This comparison really reinforces how the meaning shifts. The simple future, I will study tomorrow, is just a general statement about a future plan. But the future continuous, I will be studying at 8 p.m., zooms way in. That specific time anchor of 8 p.m. absolutely demands that continuous ing form because it's describing what will be actively in motion at that exact tick of the clock. All right, let's level up to Section 3, the future perfect tense. So if continuous means in progress, the word perfect in grammar usually means completed. This tense describes an action that will be completely finished before a specific time in the future. It's really all about looking ahead to a future deadline and stating that by then, the action will already be done and dusted. Therefore, our keyword here is future completion. Let's break down the actual structure for this one. Step 1 is still our subject, of course. Step 2 introduces a new sort of bridge, will have. That phrase acts as the logical bridge projecting us into the future, but looking back at something that's done. And step 3 is the past participle of the verb. I know it might sound a little complex, but honestly, it's just a reliable formula you plug your words right into. Check out this perfectly constructed sentence. I will have finished my work by 6 p.m. Notice the word by there? That by 6 p.m. is our strict deadline.
We are basically projecting ourselves forward to 6:01 p.m. and saying, yep, the finishing of the work is already in the past. It is an explicitly completed future action. I is the subject, will have is our bridge, and finished is our past participle.
And that brings us to our final and most complex-sounding structure, Section 4, the future perfect continuous tense.
Now, don't let the long name intimidate you. The crucial point here is just that this tense describes an action that will continue for a period of time up to a specific point in the future. We're just highlighting how long something has been happening right up until a future deadline. Because we care so much about how long, our key word here is future duration. It's basically about measuring the time spent on an action in the future.
So, how does this formula logically come together? Well, Step 1, subject. Step 2, will have been. Step 3, verbing. It brilliantly combines the perfect aspect, which is the will have been part, projecting us forward, with the continuous aspect, which is the verbing part, showing the action is ongoing.
Let's look at the final variation of our studying example. I will have been studying for 2 hours. The focus here isn't just that I will study or that I'll be actively studying at a certain time or even that I will finish studying. The focus is entirely on the measurement of time, the duration. By a certain point in the future, the ongoing duration of my studying will measure exactly 2 hours.
Which brings us to the grand finale, Section 5, the future tenses timeline summary.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how time works across all of these tenses. Let's walk across this timeline together, shall we? First, we have a general point in the future. Tomorrow. That's your simple action. I will study. Then, we zoom into a highly specific moment on the clock. 8 p.m. That's an action in progress. I will be studying. Next, we set a firm deadline. By 6 p.m., we look at a completed action before that point. I will have finished. Finally, we measure a span of time, leading up to a point, for 2 hours. That's our duration. I will have been studying. You see? Each tense occupies a completely different functional space in time.
Think of this as your ultimate cheat sheet. It summarizes everything we've learned in one simple, incredibly powerful view. You've got the 4 tense types, the crucial keywords mapping to action, progress, completion, and duration, and of course, the strict, reliable formulas. Honestly, if you can just memorize the relationships on this table, you've completely cracked the code of the English future tense.
And really, that brings us right to the core message from our source material today. Master the 4 future tenses and speak about the future with confidence. Learn English, speak confidently. When you understand these structures, you aren't just reciting boring grammar rules. You are unlocking the ability to precisely communicate your plans, your progress, your achievements, and your dedication.
We've gone through all the formulas, the timelines, the examples. You've got the tools now. So I want to leave you with this thought to test your new knowledge right away. Now that you've mastered the 4 future tenses, what will you have achieved by tomorrow? Come on, apply that future perfect tense right now to your own life. Think about it, visualize it, and go make it happen. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.